Now, one of the most profitable businesses to start in Kenya is PlayStation business. This one, if you make the right calculations, profits. Now, how do you start? What are the challenges, profits, licenses required, and anything surrounding the business? Now, the PlayStation business requires a capital of around 500,000 to 700,000 shillings. It requires heavy investment. It's not as cheap as you think. So if you have 700,000 shillings, 500,000 to 700,000 shillings, you're good to go. Now, when starting, you have to carefully identify the best location. Now, the challenge you'll get, the major challenge is about security. Look for area where there's enough security, because these machines can easily be stolen and be sold elsewhere, and they're very expensive. So what are the best areas to start the business? When it comes to security and the number of people that can come to your premise. So Nairobi is one of the best. You have Kisumu, Nakuru, Mombasa, Kisii, and Eldoret. These top cities and the towns where there is a lot of people. We also have near colleges and universities. So if you set a PlayStation near a university or college, be sure of getting clients. Now that is and when you start, ensure that the area is very secure. And if it's not secure, you must get a security officer, CCTV, and also insurance for your business. Now, what is required for you to start? Now you need around 5 licenses. If you don't get these licenses, you will be harassed. We have MCSK as music. We have Copyright Society of Kenya. We have PRISC. We have the county license and many others. There are 5. So before you start, make sure you visit PlayStations around and quietly monitor, look at those licenses are pinned on the wall. Just note them down or ask Leona. You have to do your own survey before you start the business. So those licenses will cost you between 50,000 to 100,000. So that is part of the 500,000 to 700,000 capital required to start the business. You also need equipment and rent. The equipment you need are those PlayStation machines to buy, and you need chairs, you need TV screens. You can start with a flat screen 32-inch. Just the 2 are enough for the start. A spacious room. Sometimes the room can be so congested, especially when schools are closed. So make sure the room is spacious, and the rent should be around, let's say, 10,000 to 30,000 per month, depending on the location. So once you do that, just set up the business. To set up, you need the licenses first. You have to pay rent. Most people, landlords, require you to pay a deposit and 1 month rent. So if it's 15,000, pay 30,000. Once you do that, install CCTV and all the equipment required. You can start with the chairs and the 2 TV screens and the PlayStation machines, so that you grow with time. You don't know how customers will behave. So you have set up the business. Next is to market it. That's where the challenge is. So the first few months will be challenging, and the best time to open the business is when schools are closed. That way you will get ready customers. If you start when they are open and they're in session, you might be discouraged. So just open with only 2 machines, 2 TV screens and few chairs. As the number grow, you'll also increase the number of screens and machines. Once you start, the first few months, please ensure you get insurance. Insure the items, because PlayStation machines are a target for thieves, for robbers, because the demand is very high. So once you install, start the business, you wait 1, 2, 3 months, you get insurance for them, because if they are stolen, you'll easily replace them. Now, how much do you charge? Nowadays competition is very high. It is very high. There's a time around 4 years ago, PlayStation machines were very few, but nowadays there are so many. So due to high competition, the cost has been reduced from 200 to even 100 shillings per hour. So we charge around 100 shillings per hour. So if you have 2 machines or 2 TV screens, you are likely to make less than 2,000 per day. Because per hour, if you charge, let's say 150, and you work for 10 hours, that is 1,500 times 2, 3,000. That's if we assume that the seats are occupied all the time. But it's not always that they are occupied. So what are the profits? So PlayStation machines are very profitable, but when schools are closed, and they are closed, the flow is good. You can make up to 15,000 per day. But when they are open, universities, colleges, high school, no profit. During the day, when they are open, you might not get even 1 client. They normally come early in the morning or from 5 in the evening. Most of the clients will be high school students, and those people are working. So basically, when schools are open, you can make something like 500 shillings to 5,000 shillings per day, depending on the number of screens you have and the population in that area. When schools are closed, that's when you make between 2,000 and 15,000 per day. So on average, after paying rent and all other costs, security, insurance and whatever, the licenses, per month, prepare to make between 30,000 and 100,000. But 50,000 is not bad. That is net profit per month. So generally, PlayStation is a profitable business, but very risky. Very risky to operate. and quite competitive. So if you plan, and when you are buying those items, buy original, don't go for second hand. Second hand, you might find they are stolen and you get yourself in trouble. So basically, that's the whole idea of this business. And if you don't want trouble also, make sure you have all the licenses, because police will be coming to your institution, MCSK, and all those bodies which deal with music and film. So if you have any comments or you want to add anything, you can do that in the comment section.